What's going on, Scorpio? And welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're having a fantastic week so far. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just amazing, Scorpio, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey. Because guess what, Scorpio? It is your, I don't really have anything big for this, weekly spread. I was telling Cancer I might need to do some confetti, or maybe get one of those, I'm gonna have to get some props or something, Scorpio. Nature my problem. But with this weekly spread, whenever you have to come across this video, Scorpio, there may be some messages in here for you. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one, so take what resonates with you, leave the silliness with me, and never force a reading on a situation, okay? So with all that being said, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Gems, feeling lovely. This is great energy all around here, Scorpio. So Scorpio, I'm going to be pulling a few oracle cards from this deck, and then I'll get some details with the tarot here. But before we jump into this thing, these readings that I do, they're not gender specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations, okay? And then in case if you all were curious, the decks that I'm working with, I've included links for them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested, Scorpio. Oh, Scorpio, that's what I'm talking about, bringing it strong. You got one of your cards. I love this card. The 9th card of Scorpio here, which is the Phoenix card. See how much I love it. But with this card, and this is your energy all day, this is a card of transformation, eternal soul, renew, resurrection, rebirth, destroy, rising from ashes, emerge, new era, alchemy, transmutation, ascension, and the end is just the beginning. Scorpio, you ascending this week? Because I'm with it. And you know what? This is great energy. We are in a honestly, a very reflective and transformative time right now, Scorpio. We are coming into a new era. I feel like this year is really getting us prepped for what's getting ready to come for Pluto and Aquarius in the following year, 2024. So these are great questions to ask ourselves. What does my ascension look like? If we've been in a tough spot, how do we rise from the ashes? And when we get into future tough spots, what do we do in the past, to keep that energy going? How do we resilience, resistance, that's going to be the name of the game here, perseverance, because Scorpio, life is not trying to destroy you. There's a lot of stuff that's absolutely, a lot of changes and things, a lot of things coming to an end here, but concurrently beginnings all over the place. And the beautiful thing is, it's for us to manifest whatever it is that you dream. So what inspirations, what ideas, what are you trying to bring into this world here, Scorpio, from this newness? Because really, Scorpio, manifestation is hot, intuition is on point. We really are in really a great state of alchemy, and just I'm with this. So really be thinking about this, Scorpio. In what ways can we grow in life? Where do we see ourselves going? How is this journey going up until far? Just all of these questions. But let's get some tarot on this and get some details. Yeah, look at you all up in your energy. I'm all about that. All right, Scorpio, let's see what we got here. I love it when you're really in your energy, Scorpio, and I love it. You got the Magician in reverse, and then we got the Knight of Cups in reverse here. This is pretty much what I just asked you, Scorpio. What do you want to manifest? And you know what? If there are areas where you feel like you don't have any tools, or that you feel like that you can be stronger in, when we think about weaknesses and things, those are just strengths waiting to be discovered and to be refined, Scorpio. So this is great. Again, asking, what do you want to manifest? What alchemy are you cooking up? Because here's the thing. you know, with the Magician, we have all the resources that we need right here, Scorpio. In order for any of this stuff to manifest outside of us, it's got to start here. You know, we are the creators. So it's just asking you, really, you know, and when we, I'm more so like getting like, if we get to a place of like, if we feel that we don't have all the things we need, we want to be careful about that, Scorpio, and operate, be mindful of our thought process, because this is, the Magician is Mercury. And Mercury's going to be moving into Gemini here next month, about the 11th of June. So we got a little bit of time, maybe a couple weeks, but ideas are going to really start be cranking up here, Scorpio. And so what passions, you know, what passions do you have deep down? Like, we're in an era of really following your heart and figuring out how to take these dreams, these wishes, and whatever this is looking like, and to make this manifest, and to bring balance into the world, to bring beauty in the world. Because the Knight of Cups, he rules first 2 decans of Scorpio and the last of Libras. And so in Libra, when you think about their sign, theirs is a very artistic, creative sign, being ruled by the Empress. And I mean, you're a creative sign as well, Scorpio. So yeah, really be asking yourself these really deep questions. Have you been following your heart? And if not, what does that look like? How does Scorpio following their heart, this new era of Scorpio that's coming through, how does that look like? Doing things that you love, following your heart, you know, believing in your whatever dreams and things that you have. Maybe this is something too. Maybe we're taking like an old passion, Scorpio, something we might have put on the side. Maybe there's going to be a resurgence, you know, of an old skill. You know, maybe you used to play music back in the past, you know, dusted off the guitar, or, you know, maybe we've always wanted to start like a garden, you know, or, you know, maybe be a farm, whatever that is. We're in the era. Figure that out, how to make that work, Scorpio. See what else we got. Jeez. Scorpio, I don't know what you're doing, but I'm excited. Judgment, ascension. I'm sorry. Did you just want me to remind me that you're a Phoenix, Scorpio? Because I've heard you. And this is one of your rulers, Scorpion. This is what I was talking about. Pluto is setting the stage for something spectacular. And with Pluto, you're one of your rulers going into an innovative sign like Aquarius. And honestly, we've already got a flavor for it there, Scorpio. So what you cooking up, what you manifesting, who are we networking with? You know, if we need someone to network with on this stuff, in which, you know, and again, networking, this could be for a business, a side hustle, a hobby, whatever. But I mean, Scorpio, this to me, whenever you happen to come across this, get ready for a level up, whenever, like, however that looks like, and really do some soul search and ask yourself these deep questions. You know, are there some old things that are holding me back here that are preventing this ascension? You know, do I feel confident in this, you know? And if you don't, again, what can we do to get a more stable foundation here? Because that is nothing short of epic. More? Because what more do you need? I mean, other than enlightenment, Scorpio, okay? I see you. Let's get another oracle on the mix here. Oh, weren't we just asking in that? All right, Scorpio, you got the 7th card of Pisces here, which is the baggage card. And with this card, this is a card of excess, unresolved issues, held together, preparedness, pack rat, fearing separation, heavy burdens, responsibility, necessities, prepared to go, next phase, and long journey. And Scorpio, I mean, we are on a long journey, you know, and it's going to be nothing but level ups all the time. So, but before we can get to that next phase, because after the Judgment card is the World, you know, we're a completion of a cycle. Are there any unresolved issues that we're dealing with? You know, have we been keeping things locked up? Just think with that pack red, have we been keeping some stuff stored in and not being dealt with? You know, are there some heavy burdens? Anything along those lines? I feel like, you know, as it makes sense for you, Scorpio, this is not something I'm saying you got to force this transformation, because sometimes, you know, depending on the areas that, you know, the healing, you know, areas that, you know, or the areas that need a little healing in our lives, depending on the intensity of that stuff, you know, we don't want to take on more than we can handle. So if you got to take up a little bit and pause, you know, work with that little chunk, heal as it makes sense, but just be thinking about what we can let go, because it's not just going to be a cycle of just letting go of everything. You're not just going to be constant sacrifices. We're making space for newness, you know, new skills, new abilities, new and I almost feel like not even maybe new passions, but maybe even like a revitalized passion for like even some older stuff too, you know, that we might have, because, you know, that something to think about too. Like I was talking about, if we had any sort of like long lost dreams or anything, maybe that we put on the side. You know, maybe we were doing some art in the past, but then, you know, we got, you know, had to, you know, when maybe we started a family, cracked down and had to put that stuff to the side. Check out that stuff, Scorpio. But this is something too, but just more in like a literal sense. How is our space looking? You know, because sometimes our space can be a reflection of our internal, of what's going on internally. Like, it's one thing, I feel like, you know, for a space to be lived in, but if you're looking around and if we don't feel comfortable inviting a Knight of Cups over, not for a date or anything, but I mean just inviting someone over in general, then there might be something to look at, you know. And again, you know, you're in a judgment-free zone, Scorpio, but it's just some things to think about, you know, because when we can clean up that clutter, you know, both internally and externally, it makes space for newness. You know, it gets you in a place of, it gets you in the energies that you're trying to vibe towards, whatever you're trying to ascend to. You know, if we're in a low vibration, it's going to be hard to get to that higher perspective of this phoenix. So we have to, you know, address things, Scorpio. And considering too, you got, you know, we're racking up water energy, you know, just something to think about. But let's get some tarot on this. All right, Scorpio. Absolutely. Okay, so you got the Two of Cups here upright, and then you got the Nine of Cups in reverse. And Scorpio, this is what I was talking about with this ascension here. In order to get through this to this next phase of this cycle here, and think about, you know, if we've been feeling kind of stuck even for a while, you know, thinking about this transformation with this baggage. In order to get to that energy, we need to first, you know, start feeling what that looks like, you know, like imagine, like, okay, if I were to straighten this up, how much better am I going to feel? You know, just imagine, if Nine of Cups is an interesting energy, because it's like it's being steeped in that energy that you're wanting to attract. So if we've been feeling that things have been kind of suffocating, a little cramped and things along those lines, it's just like, how can we nurture those spaces? Two of Cups. How can we nurture those and bring some healing to those areas? So again, that we can be feeling in our highest vibration, so that this transformation or this metamorphosis that you're going through can be as easy as possible. But if we're you know, if we're kind of trapped in our heads, you know, if we get into this place of like, I don't know, Scorpio, just anything that just lowers your vibration, then that's just going to make this transformation tricky. And the Two of Cups for me as well, after the Lovers, is a very strong card of connecting with your higher self. And if things haven't been feeling right, you know, if this journey hasn't been ascending how you thought, is asking those internal questions. You know, what is going on inside? You know, doing some meditation. You know, at what's your fortune looking like? Jupiter and Pisces. And then when we ask those internal questions, it's like the epiphanies start coming there, Scorpio. And then we just got to trust those, because it's Scorpio. You are a powerful intuitive, as deeply as you can feel, as intensely as you know, Scorpio. You got to be mindful too. You being a fixed sign, what is And then that's too, just as a fixed sign in general, but this also too, how much fixed energy you have in your chart. We want to be mindful of where our focus is at, because our thoughts are powerful. And again, if you're resonating with if we're attracting, like doom and gloom and low and just clutter and unresolved issues, not dealing with this stuff, not making space for some of these cups up here to be filled with new stuff, then we're just going to stay in a place of stuck. It's going to affect our manifestation. It's just a whole domino effect. So just something to think about, Scorpio. Alrighty. But this is brilliant, Scorpio. I'm with it. Let's get your last card here. All right, Scorpio. Last card here. That's an interesting little twist. So you got the second card of Pisces here, which is the Flamingos card. And this is a card of soulmates, lovers, union, courtship, dating, attraction, seduce, long-term potential, displays of affection, charm, it factor, two of a kind, alluring, and je ne sais quoi. And so I do feel, because you got a couple love cards here, Scorpio. If we've been thinking about love, but love has been feeling elusive, Scorpio, I feel like that's probably because there's something internally, that there's something we need to focus on in-house. And that's not to say that you'll never find love. It's that in order to get that love, find that soulmate level stuff, it's working on ourselves, getting, like I was talking about, Two of Cups, pouring some love in here. Because how can we, and you know what I mean with this, Scorpio, I hope so. It's like, how can we love someone unconditionally, and really welcome in that space if we don't love ourselves that way, and again, it's not to say that you can't love if you're not working on yourself, but just if we've been noticing some troubles, that could be a factor there, Scorpio. There may be something here that might need to be, because here's the thing, again, it's like it's not that a person can't help us along on their journey, but there are certain aspects that we can do together and some things that we need to do separately. So, even if this, let's say if we're in a relationship, it's finding that balance. And it's just like, hey, if we got some stuff, communicating, like, hey, I'm dealing with some bad, I got this unresolved things. Nothing that you're doing. I need some time to process this. Maybe we can talk about this a little bit later. However that conversation might be looking, but especially if we're in some sort of like partnership, whatever that's looking like, communication, let these feelings be known. Because, until, I say you're working on becoming psychic there, Scorpio, but, until we all get on that, once we all get on that wavelength, we're still working on being mind readers. So until then, we gotta talk about this stuff, But I feel like even on a broader level, if we're not thinking about love right now, this could be even connecting with, like, again, with our higher selves. Are we on track? Are we attracting things that we loved? Are we living up to our potential, or is there some areas that we need to focus on more? Like what do we need to focus on this journey? And in just asking this question, really, what is your potential? What attracts you? A lot of deep stuff I feel like is going on here, Scorpio, but I will say, while you're going through this stuff, because that can be a lot when we're thinking about ourselves and we're thinking about partners. It's just like, we got to find that balance there. You know what I mean? Because then it's just like, where are our priorities at? So, but let's get some tarot on this. All right, Scorpio, let's see what we got here. Interesting. Okay, so we have the King of Wands, the Ten of Swords, and then the Seven of Swords upright. And so, maybe for some of you, maybe this could be where we were in something that, just with how this popped up here, because the Seven of Swords can be a card of, on a base level, just of like, of lying, maybe of deception. And maybe for some of us, if we just got out of relationship, maybe we thought we were found soulmates, maybe there were lovers, whatever that was, but maybe things didn't quite go so well, and we ended up feeling maybe betrayed, or because the Ten of Swords can be real harsh. It can be like you're at rock bottom. It's just like, how could they, all this stuff here. But the thing with these situations, and I feel like especially when we think about soulmates and stuff along those lines, people that, let's just, because I feel like sometimes where soulmates is a beautiful thing, sometimes I feel like it can be a little loosely thrown around there sometimes. But when we're thinking about that type of stuff, when we're healing from this thing, it's like remembering all of these relationships that come into our lives where, we may not have liked what went down, but what did we learn from this thing, Scorpio? What skills how did you grow from this? Knight of Wands, and then what are we going to do from here? Because the Knight of Wands, he's first two deacons of Sagittarius and the last of your sign, so last deacon of Scorpio. And so he's going to get a deep understanding, especially if we're feeling Ten of Swords. How do we grow from that? What lessons do we get, and how does that going to make us stronger? Because that's exactly what, any sort of relationship that comes into your life, no matter how it goes, it may not have resonated like we might have thought we were in love, but then look at that. We can find tools in all of this stuff, Scorpio, but if we drag that thing along, try to bring this on into the, next ascension, it's just going to we're building it on old stuff, and really, one thing I like about the Ten of Swords, because this is the Sun in Gemini, Sun just entered Gemini, but it's when you think about Gemini, they're about duality, and it's from thinking about these situations from a couple different perspectives. Even like if this is not a relationship thing, this could even be just like if we've any sort of unresolved stuff. It's not meant to keep you just have swords in your back and just to go through this life uncomfortable. Now Scorpio is trying to figure out how can we pull some of this stuff out here. It's about thinking from, you could either focus on the one side, the duality, the suck, that how it's holding you back, or we can flip the script. Think about it from a different perspective. Oh, you know what, Scorpio? I guess that's it. Hold on, we're gonna switch back around. Just going in, but that's really the whole point. Because the nice thing about the Ten of Swords, one thing I like to talk about, there's no 11 of Swords. It's all uphill from here. And whether that is a crawl or, we're sprinting, or we're walking, just as long as there's healing that's being done, it's going to strengthen you, Scorpio, because we might have, even with like love, we might have had a miss here, maybe with a soulmate, but you work on yourself, learn, reflect on this stuff, then we're going to attract a higher vibration, because that's all that was. It was just like that person would just, and you know what, again, even if we were just thinking about that, if we were in like a situation with like a person, if maybe they did you wrong, maybe there was betrayal thing. Here's another way of looking at it, that because at one point when you got with the person, maybe this King of Wands here, there was something appealing about him. I mean, look at King of Wands. He's a little suave there. He got a little charm. But it might not have been necessarily, that it's just like, hey, I don't care it's not that I'm mad at you necessarily. It's just like I'm mad at the action that you did. This high vibration of you does not make this low vibration doesn't make sense. So it's just like, I feel if we can attach the anger, the feelings and stuff to the action, that might make it a little bit easier to let this stuff go. And that's not to absolve this person, and listen, Scorpio, that's something too where I can get where we want someone to maybe have did they learn from this thing? Did they understand how they might have done this? What feelings might have been brought up? But that's for the universe to get worked out. If anything, don't put your, try not to put your energy there. It's just like focus it all here. You know what? It's just like the best, I feel like a great way of doing it, of healing through a situation, especially if this is like a love or something like that, just send it love and light, or send that person love and light, and hope that they wish them higher vibrations, and then that this situation, how it is, since hoping that this situation, how how you're growing from this thing, that hopefully this person can see from a higher perspective as well. So, and listen, I know that can, we may feel something about that, but gets a little easier, Scorpio, each time, because we did, all this stuff here is meant to happen for a reason. But I think I'm gonna leave that there, Scorpio. But I dig that, though. I mean, seriously, very intuitive. I love, this is very transformative. I feel like this could be a real kind of, especially if this is something resonating with you, this could be almost like a breakthrough moment, or like that real kind of like free catharsis. That's what I'm talking about. So give that a thumbs up, Scorpio, if something resonated with you, and share this if you know someone who might be. Because, yeah, this is kind of tough here. We're getting like 10 of Swords, 7 of Swords area, even with this baggage stuff here. That can get a little tough, and that can get us not feeling where we might lose faith in ourselves and love and in this journey. It can get us in a weird vibration. So we just want to remember that it's just we're learning from these. These experiences are shaping us, again, into that King of Wands. And then after we're done raising that vibration, lifting them up, let's subscribe, hit that bell button, you get notified when I release videos each week. And then, you know what, this might be something if you've been not on like a meditation app or anything. I've been on this meditation app, Insight Timer, for years, and, great energy to think about, or maybe a great tool while you think about all this, going through this transformative cycle here. But I created a group on there called Zodiacs Raising the Vibration, and it's just a group to drop like positive messages, or like, positive affirmations, encouraging messages, things along those lines. And then definitely as the group grows, definitely want to do you can schedule like meditation things, just like get all that kind of stuff set up there, Scorpio. Get the whole soul tribe meditating. And and even if you don't join the group, if you just happen to be on there, send me a friend request anyway. Let's just meditate. Let's just get zen, Scorpio. And then all information for that is all in the description box. And then lastly, if you have any Cancer in your placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, come on over to my other channel, The Cherried Friends. I do videos Monday through Friday there. See, I don't think you got any lunar shenanigans. We talk about lunar shenanigans. It's a good old time. And all that housekeeping down in the description box below. But let me get your surprise cards here so I can get you out of here and get you feeling abundant, because Scorpio, with this, absolutely, you're getting ready to get on a new cycle. When we start letting go of this stuff, but the thing with the Wheel of Fortune, granted it popped up upright, but because the Wheel of Fortune is Jupiter, and honestly, Jupiter is going to be forming in opposition with your sign, wherever your Scorpio placements are at. So this might be an interesting there might be some, because oppositions can be kind of tough energy there, trying to integrate, two opposite forces together. But when you work with this transformation, Scorpio, bet abundance all over the place. But one thing I want to mention with Jupiter, how we were talking about how, where your vibrations are at. I'm going to get your oracle card here. If we're in a low vibration, if we're operating from a place of no hope, that we don't think, like just anything along those lines, carrying along that baggage, where Jupiter, yes, is a plan of abundance, expansion, and things like that. If we're not doing the higher learning and growing from that, Jupiter's just going to give you abundance of whatever vibration you're in. He doesn't discriminate. That's the universe. And it's not to get you scared or to get you feel like or get you feeling like that all of this, if your thing is if your life is in a certain state that it's all of your fault. It's like, no, Scorpio, this is just like a lot has been going down, especially, come on, double Phoenix. I'm thinking a lot's been going down, Scorpion. Show yourself some grace while we're figuring this stuff out here. We don't want to beat or try not to, because that's another, you don't want to lower that vibration, Scorpio. You want to raise this thing. Absolutely. Shapeshift card in reverse. We got to be adaptable with this stuff, because change can be tricky, and how it translates, it looks different every time. You might expect a tower moment to look one way, and then it's seriously universal, just throw you a curveball, just like, oh, wait a minute. But it's meant to make you stronger, get your reflexes faster, get your intuition sharpened. So I like this, and come on, you got Jupiter and the ruler Sagittarius here. And I want to say Jupiter is squared Pluto right now. So it's just like great time for thinking expansive, working just abundant time, Scorpio. So Think about it. What do you want to do this cycle? How is this, how is this looking? You know, what is this growth? Ask yourself this question, because it's about to be epic. So I'm going to leave that there. You stay safe out there with this, you Phoenix. Try not to set things on fire unless you're trailblazing, then I'm with it. But you stay safe out there. And really, Scorpio, you know, and especially if we're going through a tough time, give yourself some healing, you know, 2 of Cups. You know, enjoy this Venus and Cancer energy. You know, nurture yourself and raise your vibration through the roof. Because Venus is forming a trine with your Scorpio signs. And I will catch you on the next one. Later.